my name's Teresa, and this is my channel, Homestead Life. Welcome to my kitchen. Tonight we're going to be making snickerdoodles. My kids and grandkids have been requesting a few more cookies lately, and I could not find my snickerdoodle recipe, and it's been about 10-12 years since I've made it. So I did go out and kind of research in the Googleverse a recipe that seemed to be as close to mine as I can remember. So join me as I try to recreate some magic here in the kitchen with some snickerdoodles, and let's see how this turns out. We are going to start by mixing all of the dry ingredients in a bowl here. It starts off with 2 3/4 cups all-purpose flour, and I have the recipe right here, so if I have to revert to it, I might have to. I have my containers here. So we have 2 3/4 cups flour. I should have had a thing here, but that's okay. 1 and 2. I try to kind of even them off as much as possible. My hands are clean. 3/4 cup. I don't have a 3/4 measuring cup for some reason. My measuring cup set did not come with one. Go figure. So we just have to kind of use the 1/4 cup measuring to do it. Okay, so there's 3 1/4 cup, or 2 1/4 cup, sorry. Then we're going to go ahead and move the flour out of our way here. And we are going to go on to next to 2 tablespoons of cream of tartar. Because I have such a small container of cream of tartar, I'm going to be using the 1/2 teaspoons. So I need 2 of these. So that's 2 teaspoons. I'm sorry, yeah, 2 teaspoons. So that's a little bit much. That's 1. And 1/2 and 2. So there we have that. So let's get this out of the way. Then we also need 1 teaspoon of baking soda. I have my baking soda here in another container. So just a teaspoon of baking soda here. And then a 1/2 teaspoon salt. Get that out of the way. And I like to move things out of the way so that I've got more working surface here. There we go, 1/2 teaspoon salt. That is all of our dry ingredients at the moment. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of stir these kind of together just to incorporate them a little bit. And then we're going to put them off to the side. And we're going to go to our KitchenAid mixer here. We're going to put a full 1 cup of unsalted softened butter in here. It's been really super hot here, like 103 to 105. So it doesn't take long for butter to actually soften here in Houston. Got a little trash bowl here. But we don't want it liquefied, so it's nice and soft. So we have that. Next we are going to do, I should have had, it's all good. So I should have now 1 1/2 cups of sugar. And I'm just going to reuse these rather than getting something new. So we have, come here. There we go. 1 1/2 cup sugar. And I think I don't have a cup. Yes, I do. Here we go. 1 1/2 cup sugar. We're going to use 2 eggs. Actually, I'm just get this out of the way. And I'm going to go ahead and crack the eggs. Make sure that they're okay. Put them in here directly. Okay, 2 eggs, and then we're going to do a teaspoon of vanilla. Teaspoon vanilla, my favorite Mexican vanilla. This stuff smells so good. All right, a couple of extra drops in there won't hurt anybody or anything. And now we are going to go ahead and cream these together. Okay, it's always fun trying to do this sideways, right? Oops, let me put on the paddle. It's the end of a very long and hot day. So, okay, and we're going to just kind of cream those together. While that's going, I'm going to kind of clean up my area here real quick. Okay, that's creaming together very nicely. And just wipe things up here. And while this is working, I'm going to go ahead and turn on the oven to 350. So it can get preheating. Thought it was preheating, but it's not. All right, this is creamed really well. So what we're going to do is we are going to start adding our dry mixture into the creamed ingredients until it's all incorporated. And I just kind of put a couple of scoops in at a time. I don't want it to be a big cloud and poof of flour. Kind of let that mix a little bit. See the poof? Let it mix together. I'm a very impatient baker. I like to just get it all mixed up really quick. Slow it down to a nice little stir. Dump some more in. Dry, so let's do that, slow it down just a little bit. Left. I'm just going to go ahead and kind of dump that in right there. And now stir it all together. Okay. And as it kind of is more incorporated, we're going to lower our mixer and kind of let the dough drop off of the paddle. Gravity will kind of do its thing here. Go ahead and turn that off. And now we're going to take our little spatula here and take the dough off of the spatula. Try to get as much of it as possible because this is all yummy goodness. You know, you don't want to leave anything on the paddle, if at all possible. Okay, I'm going to put that aside and then just kind of make sure that everything looks really well mixed in here, and it does. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take just another bowl, and I'm going to mix, let's see, how much is it? It's a 1/3 cup sugar and 2 tablespoons cinnamon. So we're going to do a 1/3 cup sugar. I should have put the sugar back here already. But that's okay. That's what I get for trying to clean up, right? And a 1/3 cup, which I have one of these that when you do not all the way in here, it shows like a 1/3 cup and then it's 2/3 cup. So a 1/3 cup of sugar and 2 teaspoons or tablespoons of cinnamon. That's a tablespoon. 1. And 2. I could have probably dipped it in there, but I like doing that. Don't know why, it's just something I've always done. And we're going to kind of mix this all together. Now this is what we're going to roll the actual cookies in after we form a ball with them. Now my hands are all clean. Did wash them really good before I started. And you heard the refrigerator. You heard the stove or the oven actually just beep. I'm going to take some cookie sheets, and we want to put this on ungreased cookie sheets, so I like to use some parchment paper just because it makes it a little bit nicer. And we are going to take our cookie scoop, just our smallest scoop, and we are going to get 1 good scoop. It's better not to wear any rings or anything on your finger when you're doing this, your fingers when you're doing that. Then we're going to roll this in the cinnamon, and then we're going to kind of work it in a little bit, and we're going to do it again. And we are going to then place these lovely rounded cookies about 2 inches apart on the cookie sheet. Again, we're putting it in once, rounding it out again. And we will continue this until we have our cookie sheets completely filled. Smells very cinnamony while I'm doing this. So if you don't like the smell of cinnamon or you're allergic, I would stay away from these cookies. I'm actually going to do a couple of them at a time. Maybe try to get these going a little bit faster. And this is a great little project that you could even do like with kids. You know, you could have them rolling the cinnamon. That's what I used to do with the kids when they were younger. I would take the kids and they thought that this was just the funnest thing is to play with the dough and then roll it in the cinnamon sugar. This is a little messy, but it's completely and totally worth it in the end. Now, some people smash their cookies. I don't. I just like to have them in the balls and let them kind of come down as they may. And that kind of gives a crack to the cookie. You can also chill these cookies and then either smash them or just chill them and roll them in cinnamon later. There's a couple different ways to do it. The recipe that I'm following has different steps for the different ways, and I'll go ahead and link the recipe down below so that if you know you're interested and you might want to try to make these yourself, and you know, let me know what you think and if you like them, if you didn't like them, what your thoughts were. If you have any memories of Snickerdoodles that you've made before, or that maybe, you know, your grandmother or mother or some family member made for you and what you thought. Compared to this recipe, that would be kind of cool. I'm interested to see how these turn out and if they are reminiscent of what I used to make. The recipe that I have is in a book somewhere that I haven't been able to find since I moved to Texas. I still have a lot of boxes that aren't packed yet, or unpacked, and I've been here 10 years, so it's just been a process. And I have a lot of old family recipes, and that's where my Snickerdoodle recipe is. Because I think it was my great-grandmother's recipe that she had. It was kind of handed down from generation to generation, handwritten. I have a lot of those old family recipes, and I'm hoping that I'll find all of them. I found some of them, but not all of them. So now that I'm starting to get back more into baking and cooking and preserving, I'm really looking forward to finding all of those so that I can, you know, make some of that stuff and remember my childhood a little bit more and share that with my family. Especially my grandkids who haven't tried some of this stuff, so hopefully we can do some of that. Okay, there's one. Now these bake up pretty quickly, somewhere between 8 and 10 minutes, so those won't take too awful long. So what you can easily do is while one's in the oven, you can be making another, oops, I didn't do that again. You can be, you know, making some more of these rounded balls so that when they come out, they're completely until they have some more ready to go. Like I said, this is definitely a lot more fun when you have more people, because you can get these rolled out pretty quick. Whoever invented the cookie scoop was brilliant. We used to make these with just trying to pinch enough dough together and think, yeah, this is about the right size. But I love using cookie scoops now. It just makes it a little bit more uniform. You can actually kind of get the amount that you're expecting out of a recipe rather than you know, having some larger cookies, some smaller cookies. They're still smaller and larger, but they're a little bit more uniform now. Luckily, it's been kind of quiet this evening. We've had a bunch of fireworks going off. So yesterday was the 4th of July, and it was a little rainy in the evening, so not everybody got to finish all their fireworks. So they were starting to light them off a little earlier. I'm glad they didn't continue. My dogs would have not liked that. I know that they appreciate the reprieve. I don't know if I ever did that one twice. It just doesn't look very covered. Here we go. Spoke too soon. There goes some fireworks and the dogs. At least one dog. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Those are about 2 inches apart-ish. And we're gonna go ahead and put these in the oven at 350 for between 8 and 10 minutes. Let me rinse my hands really quick. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and put these in the oven. And set the timer for 8 minutes. I'm only gonna put one thing in at a time. And we're gonna check them in 8 minutes and see how they look and see if they're done or if they need the extra 10 minutes. Okay, our timer is going off, so let's go ahead and get these out of the oven. I did go ahead and put these in for the full 10 minutes. And well, grab the spatula. We're gonna put these over here on this rack to cool for just a moment. And I'm gonna go ahead and put the next batch in. And I'm just gonna go ahead and put those in for 10 minutes. So let's go ahead and do the timer. Okay. Now while we've got that going here, we're going to go ahead and take these and put these on our wire rack to cool. You'll notice that they have cracked some, which is what they should have done. That's classic Snickerdoodle. Super excited to try one of these. They're the perfect size. I think I'm gonna have to make another batch. But let me, I didn't want to make a double batch if they didn't turn out a way that we like. So it's better safe than sorry and not over baking something. So we'll be back as soon as the rest of those are done, and we will check out our finished product. All right, so all of our Snickerdoodles are done. They're on the wire rack. Some of them are a little more cool than others. I'm gonna go ahead and taste one just to see how it tastes. Take one of the ones that we first did because it's the coolest. It's definitely nice and cakey in the middle, which is nice. I like that. I'm gonna give it a taste. Okay. That's pretty good. The kids are gonna love these. So thank you for joining me today. I'm not gonna spoil my dinner by eating too many cookies. I'm gonna put these aside for the kids. But I appreciate you joining me today. I'll link the recipe below down in the description box. Let me know if you try them. Let me know what you think. And thank you for joining me. I'll see you again soon.